Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we have a little discussion for you. Walking Dead, the Commonwealth. Is it an underwhelming story simply because of what we already know in existence, which is CRM?
Yeah, guys. So this is just, a discussion giving you guys some information on basically, the newest community, the Commonwealth, that we're still going to be learning. As comic book readers, we know about that community. And for any of you guys that have not read the comics, you're going to be learning this for the first time. Or if you've seen the spoilers, if you've had other people that have talked to you about the source material, you may know a little bit of it. But, the Commonwealth, as we've seen so far, it's packed with ice cream shops, malls, parks. They have, nice shopping areas, housing developments, and currency. But how does that really compare with the other communities that we've seen so far? So in the source material, nowhere in the source material compared or matched the Commonwealth, because the sheer size and numbers of the Commonwealth was bigger than anything that we read in the source material.
It was larger than any community that we had previously seen, and it was larger than any previous communities combined. Like, when we ran across the Commonwealth and we saw the soldiers for the first time, we're like, whoa.
What the heck are these?
This is interesting. Like,
exactly.
this is an entire rebuilt society.
Yeah.
And it was the first time we've seen that. Now, in the show, we saw that with CRM prior to Commonwealth.
We did. So, in episode 5 of The Walking Dead, Lance Horsby's amazing little 1990s commercial said they are 50,000 strong, and that comes straight from the Commonwealth, same amount of numbers. Alexandria, likely at any point in time, a couple hundred people. Same at Hilltop and Kingdom. We've gained some, we've lost some. Negan's Sanctuary, possibly, I believe, had maybe less than 1,000, maybe 500, 600
including
sometime.
The outpost, you including his entire force.
Just everything, yeah. As far as we know, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah. Fear the Walking Dead, they've had small groups, the baseball stadium, probably a couple hundred, Broke Jaw Ranch, and then the Pioneers, from what we knew, roughly maybe 1,000 people, right? So when we started getting into Walking Dead World Beyond, the numbers got a little bit bigger. We got introduced to Campus Colony before they got wiped out, had about 10,000 people. And we're like, wow, 10K, like, this is a thriving community. It's part of it's part of the Alliance of the Three. Now, the Campus Colony was more of a sister city. The Alliance of the Three is Omaha, Portland, and Civic Republic. We don't know the numbers of Omaha and Portland.
They're bigger than Campus Colony.
They're definitely bigger than Campus Colony. Then Elizabeth Kublik mentioned that the Civic Republic has approximately 200,000. Now, is the 200,000 just Civic Republic military? Is it a combination of Omaha, Portland, any other outposts they have? We don't know. But still, CRM is well over 4 times larger than the Commonwealth and surpasses all Walking Dead universe communities combined.
Yeah. Which is quite alarming, considering that, just like the source material, as you're reading this, you are under the impression that the entire world is wiped out and that, our group is one of the only groups left.
Right.
And then you move along in the source material and you're like, okay, there's pockets of people, but then you get to that 50,000 strong and everything changes after that. Well, everything changed for us the moment that we seen a helicopter flying through the sky.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well into the apocalypse.
Yeah. And what was also sad about the source material, because it ended, we jumped about 20 years into the future.
25, right?
We were getting ready to, Eugene was building a railroad and they have a Western Alliance now. But we never, because the comic book ended, we never got to see those newer communities. There could have been a bigger, thriving community, maybe the size of CRM, that we don't know of because the comic book ended. So we're just led to our imagination.
That'd be an interesting video.
Maybe.
Is the Western Alliance Robert Kirkman's CRM?
Maybe.
Like, was he eventually going to go down that road?
Right, yeah.
But said, guys, here's this story, and gave it to the show.
Maybe. That would be interesting.
It'd be interesting to know that.
Yeah. So, that's really our biggest question to you guys. Do you feel that AMC is making the Commonwealth underwhelming just because of the sheer size? Now, we're still going to get more information on the show, and it's going to be a lot different than the source material, and we think it's going to be a lot better because they have the material, but they're going to do it a lot better for the show. But we're just thinking of it as for you non-comic book readers who learn about this Commonwealth, you're like 50,000. That's a lot, but I already know CRM's around the way that has 200,000. So who cares about the Commonwealth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are talking about, this battle between the Commonwealth and CRM. Well, the Commonwealth stands no chance, but we don't know if those 200,000 are all CRM soldiers or a mixture of regular people.
But they're a lot more sophisticated.
They're a lot more
Commonwealth.
sophisticated, exact that we know of. They could make the Commonwealth.
No, we know that.
Well, we know that, but
they have helicopters
Right.
and military gear.
Right,
Our
yeah,
group
yeah.
has stormtrooper
right,
costumes
right,
on.
yeah. I'm saying mostly like
And probably shoots like a stormtrooper.
exactly.
No.
What I'm saying more of like, yeah, we don't think that Commonwealth's going to have helicopters and things, but they could be. They're advanced. They may not
absolutely.
be as advanced as CRM, but they just don't have the numbers that we have right now.
Dude, they could be like a freaking Sparta, and their
Right.
training and their fighting is out of control.
Right.
You and I have seen that in the source material. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're a well organized outfit,
Yeah.
and their military is effective. When compared to CRM,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just different. The TV show, seeing all the communities. We've never seen a community as large as Commonwealth. But as you're watching the show, if we didn't, I think it would have a different type of reaction, I guess, a little bit if we got introduced to CRM a little bit later. First it was the Commonwealth 50,000. You're like, oh shit. Then CRM.
I think
what?
you're right. I think you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the whole time you're watching this, you're like, 50,000. Guess what?
Exactly.
There's another colony out there that could wipe you out.
Right.
And it's not even a colony at this point. It's probably a state.
It's the United States. But again, we get back to the devil's advocate. Yeah, 50,000 with the Commonwealth. How many are really their soldiers? 200,000 with CRM. How many are really their soldiers?
Yeah.
You could imagine maybe, okay, Commonwealth, a few thousand maybe are soldiers.
It'll be
CRM, double that maybe.
It'll be interesting when this is all over and said and done, coming back to this video and saying, what happened, right?
Yeah.
We could very well come back to this video with like Commonwealth being the overall like
victor
of this
our group.
show, right?
Yeah. So I guess, what do you think, Josh? Do you feel that AMC is underwhelming the Commonwealth right now, just due to the size and sheer, not due to the lore and what we've seen yet, but did you feel like,
I don't know, because that does play a factor in it though. I know this other group is out there. I know that there's 200,000 strong, but guess what? I'm going to see more in Commonwealth than I will in CRM.
True.
And with that said, this is, I guess, piquing my interest.
more appealing story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because right now, the story that we want to see with CRM is about one man and one man only.
It is, but look at the World Beyond. So we're going to get World Beyond actually coming up, right? We're going to get a lot of that before we even get more of the Commonwealth. So there lies another problem to your argument is, I don't know. Ask me in a couple months, and this might completely change after seeing the second season and final season of World Beyond.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's you can kind of see it underwhelming on one level, but like Josh said, is we're gonna get a bigger peek into the Commonwealth and how they do things, just like how they are in the comics, than we are with CRM. We're gonna get. We may get more with World Beyond. We'll probably get more, but
you know what?
Still not their main base. And
I don't think we will, because they don't technically have to.
They don't have to.
They might.
They really don't.
They might whoosh us into whoosh. Well, you know what I mean. Like, they might push us into like the lab,
right?
But they won't show us the entire CRM community. They won't show us all their military gear, their base.
Yeah.
They're not going to give that away in the final season.
Now, we did see in the trailer where Elizabeth Kublek and Huck and Hope do land on top of a building. That's probably the area that they're in.
Yeah.
And whatever city in the background that is. But guess what? That's probably just one of their areas. Not the main. It may not be the main one that we saw Elizabeth Kublek in. Looking on the outside, there was greenhouses on top of buildings, and there were some big skyscrapers out there too.
Yeah.
We don't know where that is, But you're absolutely right. they may only give us just little pieces in World Beyond because they have a bigger...
Enough to tell the story.
Exactly. They have a bigger plan, which we're still waiting on. And we're going to be having a video coming up soon talking about that because it's hurting. It's hurting all of us right now. So this was a good discussion because I
thought it was.
It was really good because it just makes you think, not to say that AMC is doing anything wrong. It's just they have a TV franchise. They have other spin-offs. They have stories that when you put things in certain orders, they could make things, that's kind of what we're saying, a little underwhelming just because of what we're talking about only right now is the size and sheer of CRM compared to Commonwealth. But we are going to be getting we believe, a very good Commonwealth story than what it kind of was in the source material.
Yeah, I think it's already turning out to be better than the source material, just in the little bit that we've gotten.
And we haven't even met them.
And that's easy to say because it's harder to translate to a show, especially from a comic book. But we're going to get more. We're going to see more than obviously we did in a comic book. So it's kind of hard to say that it's not going to turn out well. Yeah.
And one thing that we haven't really gotten into with the Commonwealth yet is we haven't really gotten to see the leader yet, Miss Pamela Milton, and that's soon. I think that's coming. I think that's coming next episode.
Not that that's anything to write home about.
Not to write home about, no. But
don't pump it up to you, the people that haven't read it, right? Because then they're going to be like, "That's it."
Yeah,
she's a leader.
She is.
It's just a big reveal for us because we've read this. We've read it, right? But I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot. And we have we're coming close, man. We're almost done with 8 episodes, and we got 16 left. So,
well, and what about the news that I didn't know this, but they've already filmed into episode 14.
Yeah, we mentioned this a couple videos back, and I'm sure they just finished editing. It was a tweet or a post. They finished editing episode 14, so that's editing it. But they could already be on episode 20, 21 right now, filming.
Yeah. Makes you wonder how far along they are in actually filming the end of the show.
We will get, I guarantee you, they will send out a tweet when they wrap filming.
Oh, absolutely. They do that all the time.
There's going to be, I don't know how many pictures, tweets of celebrating the final wrap.
Absolutely.
Imagine.
For a show like this, 11 seasons strong, absolutely.
Yeah, just imagine how many of those tweets are going to be out there, dude. It's going to be sick.
People are going to be dissecting the shit out of those.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because basically they're going to send that out before we see it.
There's a scratch on Daryl's thumb.
Yeah, they're going to send that out, they're going to see it, and they're going to be looking at all the people who's there, who's not there.
Oh, dude, but
unless they bring people, they'll probably have a massive group photo. Where
Shane's in the background.
Yeah,
Andrew Lincoln's there.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So let us know what you think of this topic, guys. Let us know if you agree, if it's a little underwhelming or not. If we need to wait a little bit longer till we get into World Beyond, and of course this season. But it was a good topic. Let us know what you think. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you guys next time. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.